Well, you're very welcome to Semple Stadium here in Thurles. I'm Stephen Gleeson and James Barry is here with me for this round 2 County Senior Hurling Championship game here today. It's Toomevara up against Clonoulty Rossmore. Both teams are out in the field at the moment. Down below to my left it is just Clonoulty going through their warm-up routine under the watchful eye there of their management, and over to my right it is Toomevara, who are just pucking the ball over the bar and getting ready to go. And James Barry is here with me today. And James, before we start, I have to say well done to you. What a 24 hours you're after having between this time yesterday and this time today. You made your comeback, senior hurling, first time in almost 2 years, and played with Upperchurch against Drum yesterday after overcoming cancer. What's it like being back out in the field this weekend?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, the last few months have been fairly tough with that news that I got a few months ago. But yeah, it was great to get back into the field, and obviously to get to win against Drum. I think it's only the second time we beat them in the last maybe 20 years. So it's great for the group now. It kind of keeps our hopes alive of qualifying into the last rounds of the Dunbreen. So yeah, it was good to hold out, and obviously to get games into the stadium, even the two clubs staying out to get playing in the stadium, is great for club players to get in here and get playing.
And it's a really open group, that one. You have Upperchurch and Drum playing yesterday, and you have SARS and Anacarty this evening in it.
Yeah, so obviously SARS, you'd be thinking SARS should pull through the win today. Obviously the way they've started the year, they seem very sharp. So obviously SARS are the favourites to come out, but it's fairly open out between the rest of the three teams, ourselves, Drum and Anacarty. It could come down to score differences in that group, obviously depending on results in the last two games. But it's still up for grabs, even second and fourth position in that group.
Well, we've great games in store. Another one this evening. It is Killidangan up against JK Brackens this evening in the county championship. But our focus is here in Semple Stadium today. Umbrisland down on the field, and Toomevara down there to our right, and over to our left it is Clonoulty Rossmore. And James, we've got two brilliant teams here that have really lit up Tipp hurling this century. I suppose the early part was dominated by Toomevara, then you had Thurles Sarsfields, and then Clonoulty popped up with that brilliant All-Ireland or county win there back in 2018, and they have been just really strong contenders for the last 10-12 years all the time. They win a title maybe once a decade, but they'll be firing on all cylinders today, and they're a very strong team.
Yeah, obviously Toom over the last couple of years have definitely been rejuvenated under the management of Umbrisland. You see him up and down the sideline. So they'll definitely fancy their chances here against Clonoulty today. Obviously Clonoulty will probably be going in as favourites, but definitely Toom will fancy their chances to take a scalp here too. It should be a good game. It's great, lovely dry day here in the stadium.
And lots of matches taking place here. What was the field like there yesterday? How do you think it's going to be for today's game?
It's great. Obviously, you can never have a complaint with Semple Stadium. Obviously, having the crowds back in and the bit of noise from the side and always helps from a player's point of view. Obviously, last year's championship was a bit dull with no one being able to go to the games, but thank God we're having some crowds back here. So it should be like it's a perfect day for hurling. There's no real wind, there's no real glare and sunshine. It's just there's no way you'd rather be really, as apart from inside in the stadium on a Sunday evening.
And we're ready to go here. So just to go through the starting teams here ahead of the game, I'm going to go through them now, and we'll start with Toomevara. So Toomevara will play today in their, I suppose what you could call their away jerseys. They're yellow with green sleeves there, and Casey Centre sponsor them down there. But it is Toomevara lining out as follows, with Robert Delaney in goals, a full back line of Josh McCarthy, Andrew Ryan and Jake Ryan. The half-back line then sees Colm Canning at 5, Liam Ryan at centre-back, and Jason Ryan, the captain, is at 7. In midfield then, Paul Ryan is paired with Robbie Quirk, and the half-forward line has William Coffey at 10, Darren Delaney centre-forward, and Mark McCarthy at 12. Full forward line then, Jack Delaney 13, David Young full forward, and Alan Ryan. Their subs then Rory Brislan, Conor O'Farrell, Seamus O'Farrell, Russell Quirk, Shane Nolan, Conor O'Mara, Jack Ryan, Sean Flaherty, Kenny Ryan, Niall O'Farrell and Kevin McCarthy, number 26. And that is the Toomevara team. To move over to Clonoulty Rossmore then, they line out with Jimmy Marr in goals, a full back line of Joey O'Keefe, Robert Doyle and James Ryan Conn there at 4, and then the half back line in the Heffernan at 5, John O'Keefe centre back and Sean O'Connor. In midfield, Michael Ryan Winnie is there at 8 and Conor Hammersley, and in the half forward line Ronan Heffernan, Dylan Quirk and Thomas Butler the captain. The full forward line then Stephen Quinn, Timmy Hammersley and Jack Ryan, and their subs David Egan, Kieran Quirk, Tommy Ryan, James Hammersley, Danny Slattery, Donica Quirk, Stephen Ferncombe, Padraig Heffernan, Paddy White, Padraig Carew, James Heffernan, Aaron Ryan, Aidan White is 28, Nathan Slattery 29, and James Ryan is 30. And James, you know a lot of these players, you've hurled against a lot of them over the years. What shouts out at me there in that Toomevara half forward line is Mark McCarthy, a real goal getter. David Young hurled in 2010 when Tipp won the All-Ireland in full forward. Willie Coffey, a good rugby player as well, he's in the forwards. They're serious forwards there if they click.
Yeah, especially now with the space inside the stadium. Like Mark McCarthy will love the open space here, and you'd definitely fancy him getting a few scores now in this game here today.
So we're ready to pause here for the Aranaveen here in Semple Stadium. So Clonoulty will be looking to Timmy Hammersley, and there is just one change in there. It looks like Russell Quirk is starting there as well for Toom, and straight away we're underway here, and the ball is won there in the middle of the field, and away go Toomevara here. Paul Ryan soloing down. It's won back there by Enda Heffernan. Heffernan feeds this ball outside him here. Clonoulty trying to build now from their own half backline. Ball sent over here over towards Jack Ryan there, and also Alan Ryan, and this one is sent into the house by Ryan, and it's all the way in, and it is going to be the first free, and Timmy Hammersley in there lurking at full forward. He's not going to be the free taker. It looks like it will be Jack Ryan who'll come over for this, and like Jack Ryan in taking frees, that's a big responsibility there.
Yeah, big call. Obviously Timmy's been taking frees for Clonoulty for the last couple of years, and you can see we played Clonoulty earlier in the year in the league, and they do try and create a lot of space inside the full forward, and obviously to use Timmy's pace, so that should be an intriguing battle between Timmy and Andrew Ryan there inside the full back line for Clonoulty.
And they're growing all the time really. Clonoulty really have come on as the year goes on.
Yeah, they play a great style of hurling. They obviously work with short up through the lines. Obviously they have a very strong half back line there with John O'Keefe anchoring the sixth position, so they do play a lovely style of hurling, obviously trying to utilise the space inside that full forward line, so it should be an easy free here now for Jack to begin the score.
And it's sent over the bar straight away, the corner forward off the mark here for Clonoulty, and away we go. It is a point to the good here for Clonoulty 1 minute into this game. This one sent long and high all the way up the field here now, dropping ball in there around the centre back position, and it's just down on the deck there. John O'Keefe just going in, foraging forward, really good centre back there for Clonoulty Rossmore, but it's won by Toom, and away they go. It's Darren Delaney, nice pop pass outside him here out to Jason Ryan, and Ryan half blocked there, and Clonoulty just standing their ground and working that ball out towards Conor Hammersley in the middle. Hammersley now gathers, feeds it on to Michael Ryan Winnie. This ball hit in around the house into Timmy. Timmy feeds it back outside to younger brother Conor, and they'll had sent in and over the bar. Conor Hammersley with a good score. The two brothers linking up.
Yeah, Clonoulty have started very well here. Obviously, as we said earlier, they have a lot of space there in front of the Toom full backline that they'll have to address as the game goes on.
So Clonoulty 2 points to the good, 2 minutes on here. Sharp puck out from Toomevara. This ball worked up along the line now up towards Paul Ryan. Does well to control it here. Take on his man here. Goes by into Heffernan, and Heffernan had to foul him there just to stop his tracks there, and it is going to be a free for Paul Ryan there, and we'll see who comes over to take this one. Looks like Mark McCarthy coming over to take this. He looks heavily strapped there, James.
Yeah, his left knee seems to be fairly bandaged up, and obviously from a free taker's point of view, this is a fairly tricky one to start now, right out on the sideline, 66 on the 65, so it's not an easy free for Mark now to begin.
So places the ball. They're playing into the town end here in the first half in this FBD Insurance County Championship Round 2 game. 2 points to the good here. It is Clonoulty ahead, and it is Toomevara just playing against a strong enough breeze down there at pitch level, and it's rose and struck by McCarthy all the way in, and this one has gone over the bar. Really good strike.
Yeah, that'll settle him now. It was a great strike of the ball, obviously not an easy first free to get, but that should be a good score and settle him now.
Short one out now to John O'Keefe, sends it long down the field now, hopping ball down there, just knocked down, and again, Toomevara just win it there in their half back line. It's won there by Robbie Quirk. Quirk feeds it outside and away they go. The challenge is on here. Long ball sent in. They've got a couple of runners if it breaks nicely here, but it is just John O'Keefe who mops up the play there and just does enough to put off the Toom attack, and it's worked out now to Heffernan. Heffernan feeds it in the middle of the field here now in as far as Ronan Heffernan, and it is going to be a free there. It was Cinda that won the free, and Ronan that got the ball at the end, so it looks as though it is going to be a free out, and the free taker is coming back for this one. Jack Ryan is going to have another go, James.
Yeah, because obviously he's coming a fair distance. He obviously fancies himself. It's a long way out. He could be the bones of 90 or 100 yards out here now if he fancies his chances, but there is, as you said, there is a slight breeze in his back here, so we'll see, does he have the legs for it.
So sizing it up here, huge one if it goes over the bar here, and it just is Clonoulty that started the brighter here. 2-1 up at the minute. Long one, hit all the way in. Oh, a huge score, and the ball landed on the net behind the post. That's some puck.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Obviously Toom will want to be wary now if he's able to score frees from that distance, and any free taker will be punished.
Short one out now, and Toom have just lost possession over there. Clonoulty have turned it over. It's Timmy Hammersley, feeds it outside to Dylan Quirk. Dylan Quirk on the sideline now at the Ryan stand, soloing in. Away he goes, heading in towards the goals. There's four of them after him here. Just threw that ball in the middle from the hurley, and it's one back over there. McCarthy feeds it out now. Darren Delaney on his own 65. Low ball in, hit in towards the full forward line, and let fly on first time in there by James Ryan in there at corner back. Just pulled on that ball first time. No messing from the cornerback.
No, yeah, the Clonoulty defence here, they seem to be fairly settled. Obviously the first two balls that have gone in, they kind of dealt with fairly easily, obviously, yeah, so they seem to have settled very quickly into this game.
So McCarthy sizing up a line ball over the far side of the field, and looks as though he's going to have a go to see can he pop this one over the bar. All the players just moving back from him. Here we go. It is Mark McCarthy from a line ball here. Cuts this one in. It's going to drop short in around the house now. Just hopping on the 21 and down into the 14 there. But again, John O'Keefe quick to just get in a touch there. And in helping him is Robert Dial, the full back. And now Toom just putting in more bodies in there to try and kick that ball out the field, but they've worked it out to Hammersley. Clonoulty just tigerish in the attack there, not giving any ball away easily, but it's won back now by Delaney. Jack Delaney swings it across the goals, and he did very well to rise that ball in a tight situation.
Yeah, probably a poor choice, shot choice. So obviously there was more bodies outside him for Toom there, so probably shouldn't have taken on that shot at all.
Short one now out to James Ryan from the puck out here. It's fed outside him, just up along the wing here. Ronan Heffernan gathers it now and sends this one across field over the far side. Jason Ryan racing onto it. No one near him now for Toom though. Has it here. The wing back bursting out here. Leaves off that ball, and Paul Ryan sends this one in, and it's dropping short in on top of the keeper now. And it's won back there by Jimmy Marr. Jimmy Marr feeds it out to his half back line, out now towards the middle, out to Conor Hammersley. Hammersley now works it on again here on the outside here onto Ronan Heffernan. Heffernan now on the 65, high, long, all the way in, and it just tails off at the last second and goes out wide of the upright. So it's still 3 for Clonoulty, 1 for Toomevara. 6 minutes 40 on the clock here. Keeper ready to go. Players out in the field. Lively opening here. 4 points over the 6 minute spread here in this game. Clonoulty just edging ahead here. Went into this game as hot favourites to beat Toom, but Toom are Toomevara, and they're not giving it up easy in this game. Just under 45, hopping ball out there now. David Young battling for it, does well. Great hands to feed it back outside to Colin Canning inside to Darren Delaney. Lovely angle ball into the full forward line. It's gathered in there by McCarthy. McCarthy shakes off the corner back and just pulls in that ball back across. It's still Toom on the attack here, trying to get a shot away. It's back, it's McCarthy. Oh, it's just deflected out for a 65. Paul Ryan tried to get the shot away, fed it back to Mark McCarthy. Mark McCarthy had the shot. They've got a 65.
Yeah, they probably should have taken their chance there. There was a big goal opportunity for Paul Ryan there when it was flicked across. It was great. Initial great play by Mark McCarthy to take on his man. Obviously he's the beating of Joey O'Keefe inside in the corner at the start. But yeah, definitely a missed chance by Toom that would have settled him into the game.
So it is going to be a 65 here, and they looked and hoped they don't regret those goal chances now. That was just a good defensive play at the same time by Clonoulty.
Yeah, good defensive, but obviously it'll give Toom a bit of light here. Obviously there is that Clonoulty defence are there for the taking if they get the ball into the likes of Mark McCarthy, and obviously David Young is big, strong under the high ball there. But so they have opportunities there to get enough ball into the Toom forwards.
So Mark McCarthy having a look here from the 65, dead straight, and he sends it all the way in and over the bar. Good score there by Mark McCarthy, the free taker for Toomevara, and that moves them on to 2 points. Clonoulty Rossmore on 3. Short puck out to John O'Keefe now. He feeds it outside him here, out along to Heffernan. Heffernan now has just lost it out there though, and Toomevara coming the attack once more. David Young pipes it outside to Darren Delaney. Delaney with a long range one in across the post and over the bar. The Toom support like that one.
Yeah, and obviously that's the risk of going short from a Clonoulty puck out. The first 4 or 5 puckouts now have been short. And obviously if they get turned over and they go again short here, it's a big risk when you go short for these puckouts.
Short again, out to Doyle, the full back. He sends it long, down the field, up towards the wing forwards. Hopping ball up there, and Toom just trying to react. Couple of players just slipping there with the greasy conditions. It's won back by Michael Ryan Winnie now, and away come Toomevara though. Josh McCarthy bursts out with the ball and solos up the field from the 65. Off he goes, heading for the other past the 45 now. It's still going through the middle here, and he feeds this ball inside. Toom are in here. If they can get a goal, the shot in, and it's in the back of the net. A goal for Toomevara. It came on 9 minutes here, straight in, the piping run, and fed in to the back of the net. What a goal, Delaney.
Unbelievable. That was Josh McCarthy. I think he ran 90 yards up the field there with the ball. So that was a great goal there, created by the cornerback.
And Jack Delaney moves back into position here. Here we go. This puck out to feed now. Breaking again. It's won by Toom there again. 1-3 to 3 points. They're ahead here at the minute. This ball fed out to the middle of the field. Michael Ryan now. Away he goes. Rides the challenge and just holds off that ball. Feeds it back to Jono. Here the centre back for Clonoulty. Drives it down the field this time. But again, Toom just playing well now. They're steadied and well into this game. And they have a free out there. Russell Quirk took a hard challenge there. And got the ball and just won himself the free there in the half back line. It's going to be struck by Colm Canning there, and really that goal has just ignited him.
Yeah, it took Toom obviously the first 5 or 6 minutes to get settled into it. They looked a bit rusty at the start, but obviously that goal and the last 2 scores by Mark McCarthy has really settled them. So
here we go. This one struck down the field by Canning all the way up to the corner, and the ball just hopping in there. Well kept in there by the corner forward, trying to hold on to it. James Ryan just pushing him out, and the ref is just signalling there. It is going to be a puck out here, and Toom seem to be playing it into the corners, into the full forward line.
Yeah, they're obviously using the space, as we said there. They have a good few lively forwards, and obviously inside the stadium it's probably a bigger field than most fields, so they are utilising that space here well.
Short one now, out as far as James Ryan. Gathers this ball now, takes on Jack Delaney, goes past him here, feeds it outside him all the way out to Michael Ryan in midfield now, and they've been turned over again, and great little flick up from David Butler there. David Young out to Quirk, and Quirk gathers, but it's into the keeper, and the keeper takes this and works it back out the field out to Heffernan. Heffernan sends it all the way up the field. Looking up there, Josh McCarthy alert up there for Toom though, but the ball spills inside towards Hammersley, but again McCarthy just flicks it back. Connor Hammersley comes in this time. It was Timmy last time, and the ball has just gone out over the line. Toomevara have a line ball over the far side, and you can hear the Toom support. They cheer a line ball like a pint, and that's worth a lot to the players.
Yeah, they've definitely rattled Clonoulty here. Obviously Clonoulty got off to a very good start in the first 5 minutes, but their main players like Connor Hammersley and Timmy seem to have gone very quiet over the last 2 or 3 minutes since Toom have got the goal.
Yeah, and David Butler seems to be, or David Young, as mixing him up with Butler. He'd remind you of Butler there, just racing out. He's just all the little flicks and piping ball out.
Yeah, obviously he's been around the block a while, so he has the expertise there and know what he's doing around the middle of the field.
Short one out this time. It's gathered out there by Heffernan, the wing back for Clonoulty. Away he goes, takes on the challenge and feeds this ball out to Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan now just outside the 45, sends it in, but just got the angles wrong, and it's out and wide at the Kalainen end here. It's still 1-3, playing 3 points. 12 minutes on the clock here. Toomevara leading Clonoulty Rossmore in this game. Great start, great pace to this match here as the keeper gets ready now. It's Delaney who sends it long all the way up the field. 2 Clonoulty players underneath this. Ronan Heffernan now back up the field again with it up to his half forwards, and it's a good catch up there, and away they go now. Stephen Quinn leaves this one off to Dylan Quirk. Quirk, away he goes, soloing in, and Quirk fires it in, and this one has gone over the bar. Good play there. Dylan Quirk finishing the move.
Yeah, they needed that score. Obviously the last 2 shots ahead were wide, so that'll obviously settle Dylan, his first score of the game. Obviously inside with Tipp for the last couple of years, so he'll be a big threat there centre forward for Clonoulty.
Keeper gets ready again, having a look around now and sends this one all the way up the field, looking straight down the middle with this, and a little flick on up there, but it's gathered out there by Heffernan, the wing back again, and he moves it on, and he has a free now. Just took a hard challenge as the ball was played there, and the ref just calling over the nearest Toom player to him, but Heffernan doing well there, and John O'Keefe as well, but they're under pressure because Toom are really doing all the running.
Yeah, Toom are obviously trying to bypass, as you said. It's a very strong half back line Clonoulty have with Heffernan, John O'Keefe and Sean O'Connor. They're operating at 5, 6 and 7, so Toom's game plan is obviously trying to avoid them, so that was a great catch by Heffernan, so you can see why they're trying to maybe walk short and find the likes of Mark McCarthy or David Young inside the Toom full forward line.
So we're ready here. It is going to be a Clonoulty free just on the Toom 65, and it is Jack Ryan who's standing over this one, rises and strikes towards the Kalainen end, and another good point for him there, so that moves them on to 5 points. It's Toomevara 1 goal and 3 points. 13 minutes on the clock here. Short puck out this time, out to Jake Ryan. Away he goes now, soloing out, hops that ball off the deck and gathers it back in his hand and sends it long down the field, looking for the half forwards. Willie Coffey comes out to gather, little flick back there, does well to control it, back out to Darren Delaney. Clever ball from Delaney all the way in, and they have a free in here. Just an inopportune time to take a push there. The ref spotted it in there, and it is going to be a free in now for Toomevara, and a really good ball, real measured from Darren Delaney. The skill of the Toomevara players is as it always was.
Yeah, just watching the movement of even the Toom forwards, they don't seem to have a tradition as you want. 6 forwards. Mark McCarthy obviously is roaming in and out, and all the forwards seem to be kind of doing this rotating basis, which is causing a bit of confusion in the Clonoulty defence.
Yeah, because you're looking at the player that was full forward and he's gone out the wing, and like that's tough for backs. Here we go, shot coming in, and it's over the bar from Mark McCarthy. And is it going to be a tactic you think that they'll persist with when it's working?
Well, obviously it's tough in the legs. There's a lot of running involved in that sort of game plan, but if it's causing benefit, they'll probably keep trying to keep doing it for as long as they can.
Here we go, long one sent out the field, breaking ball out there. It's won again by Toomevara. It is Coffey who feeds it back out here, and the calls there from the Clonoulty sideline were fairly insistent. This one was gone over the line, so it is going to be line ball here for Clonoulty Rossmore, and Dylan Quirk will step up to take this one. The rest of the players just told to move back out the field here. Dylan Quirk just having a look here now, and few wanted short here and wanted, but I think Dylan will size it up here and see could he go for a point or at least drop it in around the house. Here we go, a nice little cut into the 21. Ball down near the sideline here at the Kalainen end, but in there is Andrew Ryan, safe player there for Toomevara. They've worked it out now, out to Russell Quirk, clever ball all the way up the line, and again the Clonoulty half back line stood firm there, but it is won again there now by Robbie Quirk, and Quirk feeds this ball out to Darren Delaney steadies himself now. They're moving that ball on, waiting until they get a good shot at the post here, and it's coming in now from Paul Ryan all the way in, but it just drifts out to the right of the post and wide this time here, and play just been slowing down for a minute here.
Water break, I think they're Stephen. Yeah, but Toom they've had a few poor shot choices in there. In the first 50 minutes, they've had a poor one from the sideline at the start, and 3 or 4 more then that have gone wide from kind of the 60 or 50 yard spots. So they probably have better opportunities in the field if they use the ball more. They have enough scorers in the field to use that ball. But yeah, it's good start to the game. Obviously, Clonoulty started better the first 5 minutes, but Toom definitely settled in after the first five or so minutes, and you can see they're really trying to avoid that Clonoulty half back line.
And really, I suppose, without playing extraordinarily well, Clonoulty still have 5 points on board. You know what I mean? They're in the game, but they're not really hurling the way we know they can.
Yeah, and Toom will probably be disappointed because obviously they have been the better team for the last 10 minutes or so, but they haven't put enough scores on the scoreboard. Toom will probably consider that they should be more than the 4 points up or more than the 2 points up on Clonoulty. But yeah, Clonoulty are hanging in there like they always do. So they'll fancy their chances, and obviously this water break gives both teams a chance to restructure themselves or have a bit of word in relation to a bit of style or kind of formation that they play in the back or the front.
And down there, do you think like they'll just maybe leave Timmy Hammersley to float around, or do you think move him in full forward and send ball into him? How do you think they'll approach it now?
Yeah, he probably hasn't got much ball, so it's probably be no harm bringing him out the field and try and get him on some ball. But the Toom defence definitely have got the handle on the Clonoulty forwards after the first few minutes. And obviously, Owen Breslan is having a few strong words with his own bench. Toom obviously always have that belief. Obviously, all these young lads grew up watching Toom win county final after county final, so they always have that belief that they can beat anyone they play.
Yeah, formidable force always in Tipperary hurling. The Greyhounds back out on the field first here, and now it is Clonoulty Rossmore who just make their way. The ref in centre field there, ready to go again here, and it is still 1-4 for Toomevara, 5 points for Clonoulty. Anyone's game here, 16 minutes in to this round 2 match here in the Tipp Championship here. We're ready to go again. Referee just signals inside, and we'll restart from the Clonoulty keeper down here, so he's ready here in position. Jimmy Maher now about to restart. Here we go, short one out to the corner back now. Time and room out there. It is James Ryan who sends it all the way up the field, up the far side of the field, up towards Stephen Quinn up there, and the ball just goes out of play up there, and Toom will be happy enough with that just to see that ball drift out. Jason Ryan is going to take this one over the far side of the field. Moving back from it then is Robbie Quirk there, just picked up by Conor Hammersley. 2 good players for their clubs here, but it's a fine sideline cut all the way up the field, breaking in the middle. In goes David Young there, but it's won by the centre back there, John O'Keefe, and O'Keefe funnels it out to Joey O'Keefe. Joey works it on again here, on out to Ronan Heffernan, back again to the corner back Joey, and he just works that ball out, but again the persistent Toomevara pressure here. Breslan is on the sideline, and he's delighted with that work rate.
Yeah, I'm not sure will Clonoulty had tried to change this up here. They seem to be going short, but obviously Toom are well able to, they seem to have the physicality to stop Clonoulty going short, so I think maybe to be no harm for Clonoulty to maybe change it up and go long, because they have the players, they have the likes of Jack Ryan and Dylan Quirk up there in the half order, and that they can go direct. So maybe a game plan change would be wise for Clonoulty.
Mark McCarthy, fine sideline cut all the way in the middle, but it's well read in there by Enda Heffernan, and off he goes here and bounces that ball and bursts out of the fence there, shakes off Darren Delaney and leaves it off now, this time to Ronan Heffernan. Heffernan, long one, sent into the corner, all the way in up there. It's well took up there inside now by James Hammersley, trying to look outside to see what's on, funnels it back out to Dylan Quirk. Dylan Quirk now steadies himself on the 65 here. Two of a player down injured here, just down off play here, but it is Clonoulty who come on the attack here, and now the ref has spotted the Toomevara player down injured just in front of us. Here it is Willie Coffey, who is down. Very good rugby player in his early years, played very well for Rockwell College a few years ago in the Senior Cup, and also with Nina as well, and he's just down receiving a bit of treatment there. A really good hurler as well.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed now with the Toom back six. They're marshalling the Clonoulty forwards very well. Obviously they're trying to bring it to a real kind of tight game, so they really seem to have shut down all the space that Clonoulty were creating in the first 5 minutes in front of Timmy and Connor there in the Clonoulty forwards, but they're really on top there over the last 10-15 minutes. And
it looks like Willie Coffey's race is done today. He's going off the field here, and it is going to be Alan Ryan who comes onto the field of play. So Alan Ryan just replaces Willie Coffey there for Toomevara. Leg injuries looks like what Willie has picked up there. Here we go, the restart. This ball dropping in there, and it is one inside by James Hammersley, fed outside, but again Toom turn it over. Jake Ryan goes back to the keeper, and it's sent long by Robert Delaney all the way up the field, looking up here for David Young underneath this one, but it's won there by Joey O'Keefe, called into action earlier, both sides of the field. Over now to Enda Heffernan, the wing back. He sends a long ball all the way back up the field, up towards the corner forwards, but it's a fine catch up there now by Josh McCarthy, and away goes Josh McCarthy now, shakes off the challenge of Dylan Quirk and drives it up the field now, all the way up towards Robbie Quirk over the far side. Ball just gone out of play over there, and they're all contesting that line ball, and they're contesting everything here. Everybody is really up for this one.
Yeah, no, obviously Andrew Ryan and Josh McCarthy in the Toom full back line are playing very well. Andrew Ryan seems to be picking up Timmy for the most of the game. He seems to be well marshalling him, but Clonoulty aren't getting it all their own ways. They can't seem to get past that middle third that Toom have let out across the middle of the field.
This one taken quickly now, hit in here to Darren Delaney, but Darren Delaney just beaten for this ball, and Clonoulty turn it over, and away they go down the field now. The shot coming in, it's a long range one all the way in, and this one has gone over the bar. A serious strike from just out around the 45, and that's a really good point for Timmy Hammersley.
Yeah, that's obviously the reason why you have to mark Timmy anywhere within 60 yards, more of a scoring opportunity for Timmy, and that's what Clonoulty will be hoping for more over before half time.
1-4 now for Toom. 6 points for Clonoulty. Long ball down the field. Clonoulty win it again, and they have a free out this time. It's one out there now by Tommy Ryan, just operating out there. Just took a high challenge, and another chance now for Jack Ryan to see can he pop this one over the bar. Strong player here, just behind his own 65, but he'll definitely have the distance because he got one way further back a little while ago here. And standing over it here, Jack Ryan, obviously an excellent free taker when Timmy Hammersley isn't taking them for Clonoulty. But here we go, Jack Ryan sends it in all the way in, and this one just drifts out to the right of the post, and it has gone wide on the corner forward this time, who's operating out around the middle of the field. Toom go sharp with this, out to Andrew Ryan. Long ball hit in towards the full forward line, still in the sky. They're all funneling back, Clonoulty funneling players back there, and again they're well able for that one. It is John O'Keefe who gathers and sends it back up the field, all the way up towards midfield here. It's won by Toom again. Toom trying to work it into a scoreable position. Paul Ryan now, nice quick pass on to Darren Delaney. Darren Delaney with the high one, and Darren Delaney puts over an excellent point. He got that ball, it was coming up past him. Control, turn, bang, point.
Yeah, it was well worked up by Toom. Obviously, Liam Ryan won the puck out in his own half back line and worked it up to Paul Ryan. So, yeah, when Toom do use the ball short, they are get the benefits from it.
Long ball hit out the field now, breaking over the far side on top of the Clonoulty half forwards over there, but it's won by Colm Canning. Colm Canning just trying to move that ball on another bit, but it's been turned over by Ronan Heffernan. Heffernan coming through the middle now, one-handed, flicks it in towards Timmy. Timmy Hammersley gathers it in the 45, out by the sideline, works it in the middle, good ball into Michael Ryan Winnie. Off he goes here now, making a bit of room, bit of space for himself, and Michael Ryan has popped it over the bar. Good vision by Timmy Hammersley to see him in the middle. 7 now for Clonoulty, 1-5 for Toom.
Yeah, I think Timmy seems to be operating more around the centre forward position. He seems to be roaming out a bit, and he's after getting his hands in the last couple of ball and bringing Clonoulty right back into the game.
Short one this time, out as far as Jake Ryan. Jake Ryan now just feeds this ball outside him again. Out now to Josh McCarthy. Long one, straight down the corner, looking for Mark McCarthy. Mark McCarthy coming out to control it here, has to shake two of them off here to get this ball, but it is Clonoulty who just try and push that ball out of the way, and good work rate there, and away they go this time. Robert Dial, the full back, sends it in around the house. It's James Hammersley, gathers and turns and fires it in all the way in this time, but it's out and it just drifts off and goes wide again, and he's a dangerous, skillful forward in there.
Yeah, he seems to be very pacey. Obviously there was a good bit of space there in front of Andrew Ryan himself, but probably a poor shot selection. Timmy was outside and free, and he could have popped it out for the easier score.
So here we go, long one now from Robert Delaney all the way up the field, breaking ball up here, up on top of Enda Heffernan. Toom working hard for everything here. Nice little flick on the ball there by David Young, but it is John O'Keefe who comes in, and Jono moves that ball on again, and Clonoulty work it out of defence well here, and it's sent straight up the field. James Hammersley going for this, has a bit of room again, gets away from Andrew Ryan this time. Away he goes on the run, and he sends this one in and makes no mistake the second time. Had a wide a minute ago, and he was obviously kicking himself, but he made sure he wasn't putting this one wide. They're back level, Clonoulty 8, Toom 1-5.
Yeah, Clonoulty obviously giving a lot more better ball into their forwards, and they seem to be after stopping the Toom surge there for the last couple of minutes, and got the last couple of scores, so back to a draw game.
Toom with just 1 point since the water break stage. Clonoulty with 3. Here we go, long one down the field, well took there by Heffernan. Heffernan now has won himself a free out. Just persistent pressure there from Paul Ryan in there, and Jack Delaney in on top of him. So it is going to be a free out into Heffernan, ready to strike straight up along the line with this one. Hopping ball in there now, and it is Toom who gather it and work it back out. Colm Canning, good ball all the way up, but it's straight here now to Heffernan again. Heffernan funnels it in the middle, and he's got his angles wrong. It's into Russell Quirk. Russell Quirk sends it in around the house. Dangerous ball hopping in there. Toom coming on the attack now. They've worked it inside, and away they go. There could be a goal on here. It's Paul Ryan bursting through. Paul Ryan goes to ground. Was it a foul in there? And yeah, it's going to be a free. The ref calls it. Just waited a second to blow the whistle, but Paul Ryan just dragged down in there 3 Clonoulty players in around him, and the physio will be going in there to him. He was thinking about goal, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'd say he had his mind on goal there. The space seemed to open up in front of him, but yeah, Toom, they seem to be causing Clonoulty problems at the back when they run at them. Obviously any high ball that's going down on top of in the Heffernan and John O'Keefe in the half back line, they seem to be dealing with him. So Toom's probably best plan is to probably just try and work it short and go around him, or that running plan that they've seen here that got him the goal in the first half.
Yeah, Mac McCarthy was influential early on, but he kind of drifted out of it then. Clonoulty seemed to get on top of him.
Yeah, that's when I kind of see Toom seem to be working it short for the first 2 minutes of the game, obviously, but they've kind of reverted back to going long for the last 3 or 4 minutes, which is kind of Clonoulty seem to be getting on top again.
And that one goes over the bar from Mark McCarthy, and that just pushes Toomevara a point up again on 25 minutes. 1-6 for Toom, 8 points for Clonoulty Rossmore. Long ball hit out the far side of the field now, breaking out there, and it is Clonoulty who get the break, and away they go here, and a brilliant block out there. Good hustle out there. It is Michael Ryan that gathers it again. He was after being blocked down here, but this ball is just sent in towards Timmy, and again Toomevara turn it over. The clearance now from Darren Delaney, and a great block from Liam Ryan just before that, but the ball breaks inside, and it's Joey O'Keefe who gathers now back as far as Jimmy Maher. Jimmy Maher funnels it back out now, out to James Ryan, the corner back. Off he goes here, challenged hard by Robbie Quirk out there, and he still gets away with it though. Ronan Heffernan now. Long one down from Clonoulty all the way. Breaking ball up there in the half forward line again. Now they've turned this one on again here. And away they go. And it is going to be a free in now for Clonoulty Rossmore. Dylan Quirk was coming away with the ball there. And their pressure is starting to tell in this game. And they have another free in. Another chance for Jack Ryan here now.
Yeah, and that's the movement we spoke about the Toom were doing in the first 2 minutes of the game. Obviously, that was always going to be very hard to do for a full 60 minutes. So they seem to be gone more static in the Toom forward line. So Clonoulty seem to be getting on top in their back line, which is obviously set up the platform for the scores.
So just moving back slightly from the ball, it is Jack Ryan just outside the 45 here, ready to send this one in towards the Kalainen end. It's high, long, all the way in and over the bar. Another one there for Clonoulty Rossmore. We're back level here. It's a good game here between two very strong teams in the county championship. 1-6 for Toomevara, 9 points now for Clonoulty Rossmore. 27 on the clock. Long puck out down the field, all the way down, breaking now in there, and it's a brilliant catch in there by David Young. David Young just shakes it off and passes it out to Jack Delaney. Jack Delaney back out to Mark McCarthy, and they have a free, and I'd say that they've liked the advantage there really.
Yeah, probably Mark McCarthy was popped out to him, so he's on his own, so he would have fancied to score, but he legally take the free here. You'd say he's a fairly he's a dead ball specialist, so this should be no problem for Mark McCarthy now to put this over the bar.
And what a catch by David Young. That's outstanding. He's just such quick hands.
Yeah, and that's what they needed. Obviously Clonoulty were on top for the last 2 minutes in the half back line, obviously, and they had come out with a good few balls, but it was a big catch there by David, and obviously settled to him now just before the half. Obviously 2 minutes to go for half time, so this should settle him again.
David, a great hurler, of course, won in All-Ireland with Tipp back in 2010, and won county titles as well with Tipperary ETB in the inter-firms hurling competition as well. Really good player for Toom, David Young. But this one is going to be struck, and it is Mark McCarthy who pops it over the bar, and that moves them on now to 1-7. Clonoulty 9 points. Here we go, sharp puck out from Clonoulty, and it's fed back to the keeper. He drives it long down the field. Maher lands it in centre field, and it's gathered by Michael Ryan now. Michael Ryan past the 45, hand passes this outside looking for Conor Hammersley, but Toom quick to react there, and they've won it back through Canning. Canning just loose enough, hand pass back into the middle, and it is Michael Ryan who comes through, and he sends it in over his shoulder all the way in, but was just off balance as well, had the angles wrong, and it drifts out and goes wide. It's still 1-7 for Toomevara, 9 points for Clonoulty Rossmore. 28 minutes on the clock. Another short one out, this time out as far as Andrew Ryan. Back to the keeper again, and it is Robert Delaney who sends it all the way up the field, up towards the half forward line here. Out comes Jack Delaney to catch it, just comes out of his hand though and bounces free. Jono goes in for this, but they've won it back again, and it's Jack Delaney now just trying to get a bit of room on this at the third attempt, has it, but he's working it back out the field, and he sends this into the corner now in towards Mark McCarthy. Good take by Mark McCarthy, off he goes, clever hand pass inside, looking for Russell Quirk. Quirk is getting through here, he's going to have a go, and a great save by the keeper inside. Jimmy Maher with a fine save in there. The ball is spilled though, and it's back again. McCarthy has another chance here. It's Mark McCarthy coming through the middle here, sends it back in, and they're appealing for a penalty. Ombres Lan is jumping up and down. Can't believe that wasn't a penalty. But play continues here. The lines are cleared, but it's out as far as Colm Canning. And now Clonoulty have turned it over out to Heffernan. Heffernan moves it on to Dylan Quirk. Dylan Quirk, time and room now, up past the 65, heading for the 45. Still Dylan Quirk all the way in and didn't catch that right at all, and it just drifted off to the right and wide. And just looking at the Toomevara bench down there, they felt that was a certain penalty.
Yeah, and they were probably lucky enough to get it. Mark seemed to be dragged down there just inside the box. Obviously it was another missed goal opportunity for Toom that they probably could have taken, but definitely when Mark gets his hand in the ball, he is creating problems for that Clonoulty back six.
So 1-7 playing 9 points. Toom ahead, long one down the field, breaking ball. Jono comes out to gather it there. So good at reading the game here for Clonoulty. Funnels it back out the middle. Michael Ryan goes to take it, but it's missed there, and it is turned over again. And it's Darren Delaney now. Darren Delaney is through. Feeds it outside to Alan Ryan. Alan Ryan, time and room, and takes his point. Great stuff from Toomevara to turn over Clonoulty Rossmore and get the point.
Yeah, their six forwards are well capable of shooting here. Obviously they have a very good game plan in place. Obviously get it to the man in the best position. But yeah, Clonoulty seem to keep going short. Just half time there now. Yeah, Clonoulty are going short a lot of times in that first half. But obviously Toom, the work rate that they're putting in, they're turning over a lot of ball and getting the ball off Clonoulty, which is creating that scoring opportunity. But they probably will be disappointed enough that they're not more up. They're obviously 2 points up here, but they've most of the hurling done here in that first half, so they probably will be disappointed they're not a bit more up on Clonoulty here at half time.
And like for those goal chances, you know, they're like, they can be vital because it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, and obviously if Clonoulty do turn it up in the second half and win, they will be disappointed because they should definitely have a second goal in this game. But they are causing that Clonoulty full back kind of a good bit of problems. Obviously the Toom backs then they seem to have the Clonoulty forwards fairly well marshalled. Obviously Timmy has been a bit quiet for most, so he obviously got a few balls towards the end of the first half, but himself and Connor seem to be very quiet there in that first half for Clonoulty.
So it is at half time here. It is 1-8 for Toomevara. Clonoulty Rossmore 9 points all to play for. It's a very tight game here in the County Hurling Championship. We're going to take a quick break. Back with more soon. You're very welcome back to Semple Stadium here in Thurles. It is half time here. The players are just getting a quick break here, and we're set for this second half very soon in this. It's 1-8 for Toomevara. It's 9 points for Clonoulty Rossmore here at half time. And we're just looking there, James Barry, who's here alongside me on the stream. We're just looking at the Toom players down there. They're just having a rest, sitting on the steps, getting ready to go again. And I suppose they're just conserving energy. They'll be happy enough for that first half.
Yeah, they will be, and obviously the way the modern game has gone now, it's all about your tackle count and work rate, and obviously Toom seem to be the harder working team in that first half. Clonoulty's game plan seems to be working around going short, working through the full back line and the half back line, which has given Toom a chance to come in and turn them over, and we see a good bit of that done in the first half. But yeah, they will be happy enough. Obviously they had a few goal chances that they probably could have taken. They took the one chance, but they probably should have maybe 2 or if not 3 goals in that first half. But they'll be happy enough if they keep going the way they're going. Clonoulty probably then on the other hand, not going probably the way according to plan. I see Thomas Butler warming up there on the sideline for Clonoulty, so he could be an introduction now to change things up, and would give him the option to go long. So obviously they've Dylan Cork up in the half forward line, but not going his way either, and Timmy seems to be well marshalled by Andrew Ryan in the full back line for Toom. But yeah, a few changes will probably be required for Clonoulty. Toom will be happy enough if it keeps going the way it's going, but a few changes I'd say will be needed for Clonoulty.
Yeah, Thomas Butler is a serious player to be able to bring in there. He has, strength, power. You'd probably put him in there maybe around centre forward, wing forward, and just stop that Toomevara launch pad that Colin Canning, and Josh McCarthy, they're driving ball down. Like he'll just stop them from doing that.
Well, he'll give Clonoulty an outball, because obviously they seem to be determined to kind of go short with all their puck outs, which is obviously, as we said, it's given Toom a chance to turn them over, and Toom seem to be welcoming that kind of tackle in that middle third. Just that's kind of what it's come down to. Toom seem to be winning that battle between the two 45s in the middle of the field. They kind of seem to be getting on most ball, and they're using it well for a good few scores. Obviously Paul Ryan has gotten a good few ball there in the first half, and any bit of space Mark can find, it's generally a score. So Toom will be more or less hoping it goes the same, so I'm presuming we'll see a few changes on the Clonoulty side of things.
And James, if you were down there looking at the space there, do you think that the Toomevara approach is a good one to just try and get in there and get the goals, or do you think they'll probably try work it back out the field and shoot from out the field,
No, they probably, because obviously they seem to be getting benefit when they run at Clonoulty. Probably Clonoulty then, obviously with John O'Keefe and then Heffernan in the half back line, they seem to be trying to work it through them. But no, I do think that whatever Toom are doing between they obviously have a bit of mix and match. They have a few opportunities when they were shooting from long range, but equally then when they run at the goal, then it was Josh McCarthy did a 60 or 70 yard run up the field to create that goal opportunity. And no defence likes when you run at them, so obviously it is tiring though on the Toom legs to try and keep that game plan up. So we'll see are they going to be able to do that for the 60 minutes.
Yeah, looking at players that stand out, we saw Colin Bonner here yesterday down here at the matches, and I presume he's here today as well, and or watching us on the stream, one or the other. But there's a few young players that are standing out even here today and in the club championship in general. I suppose looking at Friday night, you'd have to say that Jerome Cahill was brilliant for Kilruane McDonough's. You have young Eddie Ryan, only 18, storming into the match for Boris Ali, probably a bit young yet, but there's players that show up well all the time now. Craig Morgan, another that springs to mind.
Yeah, obviously there's a few Kilruane seem to be very impressive now to start the championship. Obviously Sarah's then so Paddy Creedon is playing very well for them at the start of the year. So obviously Colin will be keeping an eye out for all, maybe freshen things up with Tipp or bringing a few new faces in. Obviously he'll have maybe a large training panel at the start of the year when they go back in kind of November or December time. But and obviously we still have some of the old works. David Young there playing for Toom, and obviously John O'Keefe, who've been around the block and have both all our medals with Tipp at that stage. But a good bit of hurling over the weekend, and obviously the quality that we saw in the first round of the championship is continuing into the second weekend. Yeah,
and that quality really is following through. It's a really good system here, because win this game here today and you're really set up for round 3, but lose and everything just gets shaky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a great way. Obviously the winners play winners, so that's why Clonoulty and Toom are playing here today. They obviously both won their first games with Mullinahone and Holy Cross in this group. I see Mullinahone, O'Kelly got the winning point from Mullinahone yesterday, so that'll obviously that gets them off the mark and puts probably Holy Cross under big pressure going into the last game, because they have to play Clonoulty in the last game, which will be hard to do. I just see Thomas Butler, Clonoulty have made a change here. Thomas Butler seems to be making an appearance onto the field at 12. They needed to do something just to change things up, because obviously it wasn't going according to plan for them in the first half, so I was predicting a change or two that was needed.
Yeah, he's a really good quality player to bring in like that, and like you'd have to imagine he was maybe carrying a knock or something, otherwise he'd have been starting surely.
Yeah, you'd imagine maybe he hasn't done a full bit of training over the last 2 weeks, that he maybe only play for a half, but you'd have to say now Jimmy Maher inside the goals will be targeting him. They have a big half order now, obviously, with Thomas Butler, Dylan Quirk and Jack Ryan. Like the three of them are well over 6'1". So you've three big men there in half forward, and obviously you've Timmy inside in the full forward line with James Hammersley. So you've a lot of pace inside. So I would predict a bit of a game plan change now in the second half for Clonoulty.
And do you think they're going to need that to win this?
I probably do. Yeah, they can't obviously keep going the way they're going. If they keep going short, Toom seem to be very comfortable with turning them over and getting the scores, and that short game plan seems to be giving that Toom the opportunity to do that. So if they keep going the way they're going, I can see Toom holding out. Obviously, if Toom keep doing what they're doing. But yeah, Toom will obviously do 2 points up here at half time. And if Toom keep creating those goal chances, they take one or two more, they'll be in a very strong position to finish out the game.
Dylan Quirk is a player we have seen a bit of what he can do when he gets that ball. He solos in, but he just doesn't seem to have got on the ball as much as he'd like himself.
No, yeah, and that's probably the hard thing, to get his hand in the ball. Obviously, we know he's a very powerful runner. He's been marshalled by Liam Ryan there at 6 for Toomevara. He seems to be doing a fairly good job at him. He kind of seems to be following him around the field as opposed to sitting in the 6th position. But yeah, Dylan will be hoping that he'll get his hand on more ball, and that's what I think again. If Jimmy Maher does go long, it'll give Dylan that opportunity to actually get his hand on the ball as opposed to trying to walk through the lines.
So it's all to play for here for the second half. It is 1-8 for Toomevara, 9 points for Clonoulty Rossmore here, and the second half about to begin. Referee in situ right in the middle of the field, and in there is Robbie Quirk and Conor Hammersley right in for the throw in alongside Michael Ryan, and Russell Quirk is in there as well for Toomevara. So we're ready to go, looking down the field here, getting ready at both sides, and the ball is in and away we go. The second half is underway straight away. It's Quirk, let's fly on that ball. Good pull there by Dylan Quirk into the half back line here, but it's won again in there by Jason Ryan and fed back outside, and Toom have cleared their lines, but it's going to be a line ball just underneath us here in the Canaan stand side, taken fast here out as far as Michael Ryan sends it in there, dangerous ball in, Stephen Quinn inside, it's gathered now by Hammersley is going through, and he does really well to funnel out that ball, and they're in here, and it's just gone out for a 65. The umpire has called a 65 in there. The two Hammersleys linking up in there. James just at the end of it, and Timmy gave him the ball at the right time, and he'll be saying, why didn't you finish that?
Yeah, it was a great. Obviously, Timmy created a chance there, but it's an unbelievable save by Robert Delaney in the goals there for Toom. Obviously, he tried to keep the shot low, but I think it just hit off Robert's foot inside the goals to knock it out for 65.
So it is going to be a chance. Great start for Clonoulty Rossmore here. Two Hammersleys linking up really well in there. And now Jack Ryan will have a chance here to just bring them right back into this game and get the first score of the second half. It's sent in high in towards the town end here, all the way in, but it's drifted out and drifted wide, and that's a couple of them that can catch it if it is tight.
Yeah, I think that's his third free gonna miss now. Obviously with Timmy on the field as well, you'll be maybe thinking there'll be a change there in a free taking point of view.
Here we go, long one, hit all the way down the field this time, up there underneath it, and it is Darren Delaney who gathers, and Darren Delaney just left it for 1 second, and in came Conor Hammersley. Hammersley funnels it outside him here. Clonoulty Rossmore trying to work it out now, out to Quirk, low ball all the way in here, sent in here on top of Timmy Hammersley doing well here, just trying to shake off the corner back there. Jake Ryan, great stuff from Jake, just holding him there, but in comes James Hammersley, and he's got a free in now this time. Jake Ryan just bottled up Timmy, and James Hammersley just bottling up Jake Ryan there and winning the free for Clonoulty Rossmore.
Yeah, probably a soft enough free to give away there. He wasn't really going anywhere inside in the corner, but yeah, Timmy and James inside in Clonoulty's full forward line seem to have got off to a good start in this second half, so obviously they'll be hoping that Jack will be able to put this over and get him off the mark in the second half.
Difficult enough one here just outside the 21 at the Canaan stand side, and it is closer to the 21 than the 45, but it's a tricky one. Here we go, he sends it in and over the bar, does well with that, and Jack Ryan has just brought Clonoulty further on the scoreboard here and just keeps it ticking over. Short one out now, this time out as far as Jason Ryan for Toom, out here further again onto Russell Quirk. Russell Quirk turns and fires it straight up the line at the Canaan stand side. Out comes the corner back now, and it's gathered there, fed out. Ronan Heffernan now sends it up the field, up towards Dylan Quirk. Quirk, good hands to control that ball and take it, and now hand passes it outside, but the hand pass just let him down, and Colin Canning takes it for Toom now. Filtered inside the middle now, in as far as Robbie Quirk. Quirk moves it on fast again here. Toom coming, trying to get a clear shot away here. It's Russell Quirk. Russell Quirk just loses out again, and it is Clonoulty who turn it over, and away goes Timmy Hammersley. Nice ball sent into the corner now. Stephen Quinn coming out to the 45 to gather it, and just couldn't get the ball in hand straight away, and it's spilt in there again, and still on the deck inside. Liam Ryan going to mop it up here for Toom. 7-8 players in on a scrum now at the moment, and away come Toomevara. It's Robbie Quirk. Robbie Quirk out as far as Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan with a nice ball sent into the full forward line. Oh, well took in there by Jack Delaney, and Jack Delaney sends it in, but it's gone out to the right and wide this time. 1-9 playing 9 here, and it is just not a point there really, and it could have been if he had another split second maybe.
Yeah, he done the hard part. Obviously he'd got his hand in the ball, he done the hard part of creating a space for himself, but you obviously Clonoulty in the second half, they seem to be operating with a four-man half forward line and leaving the two inside, obviously trying to create that space inside in the stadium, so that's a bit of a change now. Timmy can operate more out in the 45 line.
So we're ready to go. Sharp puck out again here. Joey O'Keefe. Joey O'Keefe comes to gather it this time, and it is now, the scoreboard has changed. It is 1-8 for Toom, 10 points for Clonoulty. This ball hit down the field. Jason Ryan just with a little flick down there, and away come Toom again. Good steady play here now. Russell Quirk does well, good skill, sends it up the field, up towards the corner forwards inside, but quick to react up there is James Ryan, and away he goes with this and sends it back out the field from whence it came, and now it's just dropping out there. A fine catch again by Jack Ryan, the free taker, and he got a bang on the hand that time just as he gathered that ball, and is just holding his hand. So it'll be interesting to see if he can take this free. Timmy Hammersley isn't making the move to come over to take it, but looks like Jack rather took a hard blow in the hand there.
Yeah, he seems to be under pressure here down the ground. Obviously I'm not sure if it was a hand into his chest, but you can see obviously the benefit of, if Clonoulty do go along, they have the big men across the half forward line to win those high balls. Obviously Jack is very tall, and there was a good snap there to win his own free, but not an easy free here now to convert himself. He is carrying a bit of a knock
into the chest, it looks like it was. So he's standing up and going to take this one, and just like Eddie Ryan the other night for Borrisoleigh, took a hard blow, was down at the deck, got up, took the free and put it over the bar. We'll see how Jack will react to this one. It's just outside the 65 here. Ref telling the couple of Toom players closest to the play just to come back before this free is struck here. So sizing it up here, the wind has died down a bit somewhat, seems to be blowing over towards us here in the Canaan stand, so not really aiding either team at the minute, but Jack Ryan sends it in high and over the bar, an excellent free.
Yeah, obviously he won his own free there, and that was a hard free to convert after getting the knock, but that'll definitely settle him. He missed the first free in the second half, but two good frees since.
We're level here again. It's 1-8 for Toomevara, 11 points now for Clonoulty Rossmore. 36 minutes on the clock here as the keeper gets ready again. Robert Delaney drives it high and long all the way up the field, going to drop around the D now, and Young is underneath it here, but it's gathered in there by Jack Delaney. Jack Delaney filters it outside, and it's over the bar. Alan Ryan with the finish there for Toomevara. Really good play inside. Jack Delaney, great vision.
Yeah, and obviously Clonoulty had started this game, the second half very strong, similar to the first half, but that score now should settle Toom into the second half.
Here we go again, another long one hit down the field over the far side, looking for the wing forward. Butler's underneath it here, but the ball just spilt inside, and it is Liam Ryan who gathers it now, and away they go again here. It is Robbie Quirk this time, sends it in around the house now, breaking in there. Mark McCarthy comes out to take it, and Mark McCarthy is fouled as he broke through there, and now he has a free in just inside the 45. Took a hard bang though as well, and he's down on the deck. His knees heavily strapped going into this game, so it remains to be seen what it is that he's injured this time, but hopefully he's able to play on, because he'd be a huge loss to Toom.
Yeah, and the knee that's bandaged up there seems to be the one he's holding on, so hopefully he'll be able to continue. But yeah, again, he seemed to create that space himself, and obviously Toom were trying to look to him to get on the ball, because we see a few chances in the first half when he got his hand on the ball. He was able to create the few points and the goal opportunity. So obviously Toom will be hoping he'll be able to stay on the field.
So just receiving a bit of treatment down there, and like Clonoulty aren't letting them away at all. 11 points now, Toom 1-9. Just that goal still the advantage, but anytime you think Toom are pulling away, Clonoulty pop over another couple of them.
Yeah, and obviously, we said Clonoulty have started the second half very strongly. Obviously, they made a few changes at half time to try and maybe change things. Obviously, the way things were going in the first half was a poor enough return for them, but so they seem to change it up, and obviously Toom will be looking for some sort of response. Obviously they've got the first goal in the second half, so this will obviously bring them back to get them 2 points ahead again.
So McCarthy is up and moving about, and just like Jack Ryan a minute before that, won the free and gets ready to strike this one here. 1-9, playing 11 points, 38 minutes on the clock in this county championship game. It's steady and it's tense. It's very close here. Two of the strong teams in the championship here, and this one is sent in and over the bar. Really good stuff by McCarthy to put that over the bar here, and away we go. A sharp puck out again here, this time out to Joey O'Keefe. He moves it on again up along to the wing back here, and it is Clonoulty who come up the field here, sent inside now, looking for Timmy Hammersley. Hammersley comes out to gather it, just took a shoulder there from Jake Ryan, enough to put him off, and Jake Ryan controls it now, works it outside him here. Toom just trying to filter that ball out along here now, past the 45 in there, still on the deck. Liam Ryan comes in, good skill from Liam Ryan to win that ball back and passes it outside, but Michael Ryan gathers it for Clonoulty, half blocked as he hit it here. It's sent in around the house now, and in there lurking is Stephen Quinn. Quinn is through, and it's going to be a free in inside there. 3 Toomevara players came after him. They did really well. One of them just got a little hook in, but they've given away a free in the process, and it is a free in now for Clonoulty Rossmore.
Yeah, obviously the goal chance there created by I think it was Stephen Quinn for Clonoulty, but yeah, it was probably a professional foul by Toom. They knew what they were doing, dragging him down. Andrew will be happy enough to give away that free, because obviously the goal was on for Clonoulty's point of view.
So card there for Andrew Ryan, who just picks one up there, and it is going to be a chance here for Jack Ryan, and you'd imagine he'll just pop this one over the bar. Really, it's probably a bit chancy going for a goal, is it, James?
Yeah, probably too early. There's no need to go yet. Obviously he'll just probably tap it over and keep that scoreboard ticking over. So
here we go, rises and strikes, and that moves them on to 12 points, playing 1-10 at the minute. Another change for Clonoulty. Stephen Ferncombe coming on the field of play now, and he's moving in there. Another good quality young player, James.
Yeah, obviously got a bit of a change here. I'm not sure who's actually coming off. Stephen Quinn, I think, seems to be the one we replaced. But yeah, a good pair of quick legs, obviously hoping to use that space inside the stadium.
Good rugby player as well, Stephen Ferncombe. And his dad Michael coaches a lot of teams. I think he's over Silvermines this year. So Stephen Ferncombe gone in there, corner forward. Here we go, long one, hit down the field now over the far side of the field. It's won over there by Inda Heffernan now, and he's got a free out, and just placing that ball there, and like Toom fighting for everything. Mark McCarthy telling him move back slightly where it was, and it's taken quickly though, and it's hit down here and gone out over the line again. Another line ball, and this time it is going the way of Clonoulty Rossmore. So about to strike this is Dylan Quirk. Dylan will have a go at this, similar angle to where Mark McCarthy struck a couple in the first half. Dylan Quirk will go for the point here. Really good sideline specialist here for Clonoulty Rossmore. Here we go, it's cut in high, going to drop short though in there, and a good take by the cornerback Josh McCarthy for Toomevara. Out she goes. Timmy Hammersley challenges him there. 4 Clonoulty players up on him now this time, but they've worked it out past to the half back line, and they have a free out, and it is going to be Colin Canning who will strike this one. So Canning with a chance here just inside the 45. Low ball, oh, he's hit it straight out to Butler, and this one comes in and it's dropping short. Thomas Butler just didn't have the distance on it here. Robert Delaney gathers and sends it back out the field, all the way out here now, gathered by Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan filters it in. John O'Keefe reads exactly what he's doing though, and feeds it on here now to Dylan Quirk. Dylan Quirk on to Conor Hammersley. Hammersley angle ball into the full forward line, dropping inside there, and it just spills inside, and it's won back by Jason Ryan. Back to the keeper now this time, and out he goes with it, out to Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan now gathers at the second attempt there, just took a hard little challenge there from Michael Ryan, came in just a body check, and it is going to be a free out for Toomevara. Being told to move back with it now. Darren Delaney will strike this one. So good passage of play, loads of skills and flicks, isn't there?
Yeah, Toom's defence, they're coping really well here in the second half. Obviously, Clonoulty got off to a great start, but the Toom defence really seem to be after settling down. They probably hope to get a bit more return from their 6 forwards. The ball is probably coming back too easy from a Toom point of view, but their back 6 are definitely coping well.
So it's taken here quickly out here now, and it's gathered by Jason Ryan. Ryan funnels it all the way up to the full forward line in there, and they're all fighting for it, but it is Clonoulty again who win that ball. Looks like Heffernan bursting out from defence, but he's spilt it now. Away it goes. It's a chance here for Delaney now, trying to work something here, some bit of magic, sends it back through the middle of the field, back inside now. It's Robbie Quirk half blocked there. Ball spills again. Toom react quickest. Jack Delaney funnels it out to Mark McCarthy, and Mark McCarthy from out near the 45 puts it over the bar. Persistent pressure, persistent effort. They've got a good score.
Yeah, obviously Mark's a real sharpshooter. He just needed the half yard of space there to pop it over between the posts.
111 for Toom, 12 for Clonoulty. Long ball hit down the field, breaking in there again and again. It's the centre back there, Liam Ryan, who comes out with that ball, but it's just spilled at the last second. Jack Ryan gathers now, dropping inside, dangerous one in around the house. Keeper has good hands in there, Robert Delaney, and Delaney sends it back out the field. 43 on the clock here, breaking ball in the middle. It's won there by Mark McCarthy. Mark McCarthy hits it high, long and over the bar. Listen to the roar.
Yeah, 2 big scores there now for Mark McCarthy. They've moved him over to Enda Heffernan. Obviously, Enda Heffernan was with a lot of hurl of Clonoulty in the first half, so that change seems to be paying dividend for Toomevara.
Good crowd in at this one. They're all over at the Oreen stand side here, the new stand in Turles opposite us here, but they're enjoying this encounter. 112 playing 12 points. Short one out the far side here now. It's Heffernan out there being bottled up. Great pressure from the Toomevara forwards, and they've turned him over again. He's took too many steps with the ball. 3-4 Toom players. Owen Brisland is dancing below us there. He's thrilled with that.
Yeah, and obviously Toom have taken off here the exact same way they played the first half. Met that massive work rate, and again I don't know why Clonoulty are persistent with going short. It's given Toom that opportunity to turn over the ball, and obviously this will be Mark's third point now in the space of 3 minutes, which will really put them ahead.
So they're 3 up now, 44 minutes on the clock. Toomevara, are they going to cause a big shock here by beating Clonoulty Rossmore? Have Clonoulty got a good strong final quarter in them? We'll know very soon here. Mark McCarthy about to strike this one here now, just outside the 45. 112 playing 12 points. Of course, Toomevara, recent Oreen Cup winners here, came up to the Danbreen and really just established themselves, got good set and good feet in it last year. Drew at Borrisalee, drew it up at Church, and this year they're trying to push on again, and they have one of the favourites for the championship on the racks, and it's Mark McCarthy who pops it over the bar just as the ref calls for the final water break here. It's 113 for Toomevara, 12 points for Clonoulty Rossmore. James Barry, this is great stuff.
Yeah,
today.
I'm really impressed with how Toom are going about their business. Obviously, their backs are really on top of the Clonoulty forwards, which is setting up the platform going forward. They got off to a slow enough start probably in both halves, but have really settled into the game. Obviously, the few scores they've got in the second half, in the third quarter per se in this game. Obviously Mark had a few big scores there, but probably the basis of the performance is their back 6. They're really giving Clonoulty no space. Obviously Clonoulty were trying to create room in front of the two-man full forward line, but Andrew Ryan there is having a big game for Clonoulty, and obviously Josh McCarthy as well is having a massive game for Toomevara, I should say. So yeah, it's their back 6 is really setting up the platform for this performance so far.
And like Clonoulty are fighting for everything. Like Timmy Hammersley is trying to link up in there. Stephen Ferncombe has gone in to shake it up. Thomas Butler, their captain, has gone in to shake it up. But they're still not getting it easy in there.
No, yes, Toom are winning that, as you said, that work rate battle. Obviously they've a lot. They seem to have a lot higher tackle count, I'd say, than Clonoulty. So yeah, it's not going all Clonoulty's way. Obviously every time Timmy gets the ball, he seems to be well marshalled. Obviously Connor is picking up very few ball for Clonoulty in the middle of the field, which obviously a lot of Clonoulty's game plan is based on working at shot through the lines, which isn't happening for them today. But Toom will definitely be happy. Obviously they were expecting a kickback from Clonoulty at the start of the second half, but they'll be definitely how things are going. They've opened up a 4-point lead now with 50 minutes to go, which is the biggest probably margin we've had in the whole game. So they'll obviously be holding to kick on. gaps will probably start appearing now if Clonoulty keep pushing forward, so they'll be hoping to pop off a few more scores now in this last quarter.
Just at the first water break stage was 1-4 for Toomevara, 5 points for Clonoulty. Second water break stage 1-13 for Toom, Clonoulty 12 points. So like they've really just, they've just expanded on their lead.
Yeah, it wasn't just a fluke performance in that first half. They've obviously built on that. They've a few huge performances there. Obviously Mark McCarthy is looking sharp. He's gone over and into Heffernan, which was obviously Clonoulty's platform in the first half, and it was coming out with a lot of ball there, but Mark McCarthy seems to be after causing him problems over there on the far side of the field. But Toom will be very happy how it's going, so they'll be hoping to push on now in this last 15 minutes.
And we're ready to go again here. The final quarter between Toom and Clonoulty. Long one here, hit down, breaking ball in there, and straight away it's Russell Quirk who gathers and strikes it over his shoulder. Back up to his half forwards now, breaking ball up there, and it's gathered up here now by Joey O'Keefe. Joey O'Keefe funnels that ball back outside him here to John O'Keefe, and John O sends it long all the way up here to Quirk. Quirk, nice take, good hands here, gathers this ball. Oh, great vision to spot a free man inside. He hits it all the way into Michael Ryan, and Michael Ryan pops it over for Clonoulty Rossmore. We're back to a one-score game.
Yeah, and I see Thomas Butler now has gone into the edge of the square inside Andrew Ryan, so you'd imagine now there'll be a lot more direct ball from Clonoulty's point of view.
Looks like Kieran Quirk is on as well for Clonoulty Rossmore, just in there about wing back, picking up David Young at the minute, but it's a long ball hit down the field, and a fine catch in there, but it's just spilt inside as they all fight hard for it in there. It is Shane Nolan just on as well, and this one worked out now to Jack Delaney. Jack Delaney now gathers it here and sends it in across the goals all the way in, and the corner back there, James Ryan, just did enough to put him off there, and Jimmy be happy with that one. So 1-13, playing 13 points. Good take here from Dylan Quirk from the puck out now. Sends it in around the house. Dangerous ball. Butler is under it. Butler goes up for this and it's just knocked down, and the ref says that Thomas Butler pushed, or Timmy Hammersley pushed, but it is going to be a free out for Toomevara, and Thomas won't be happy with that because it's not his style to just push in the bag.
No, I think he was probably pushed by Timmy probably pushed him to begin with, but yeah, you can definitely see there's chances there. There'll be a lot of breaking ball in Thomas Butler. If he doesn't catch it directly, there'll be breaking balls. Timmy's operating in the corner now beside him, so you can imagine a lot of ball will be featured inside that Toom full back line.
So the two boys in there, and Stephen Fern come in there alongside him. A lethal full forward line if they get the ball, but this free is struck down here. It's won by Clonoulty Rossmore. They've worked it out now as far as Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan sends it straight back in on top of Butler. Butler goes up for this and just spilled out of his hand in on top of the keeper, and Robert Delaney does well now and reacts quick as Toom have worked it out to Jason Ryan, the captain. Away he goes now, feeds it back to Andrew, the fullback. He sends it out towards Darren Delaney, but it's just a bit too pacey for him here, and the ball is gathered out here, and away they go again. It's Conor Hammersley now for Clonoulty. Feeds it outside to Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan tries to work it back in again, and Liam Ryan comes to take it for Toom, and Toom have gathered it back. Andrew Ryan, good clearance from Andrew, the fullback, sends it up the field here. Shane Nolan trying to control it here, and it just came off his feet and went out over the line, and it is going to be line ball for John O'Keefe and Clonoulty Rossmore. They're a goal down, 48 minutes on the clock here. Clonoulty hot favourites going into this. Toom shaking up this one though here. This group is wide and alive here at the minute as Toom work it out of defence here. It's Darren Delaney out along to Shane Nolan. Shane Nolan black down there. John O'Keefe brilliant as usual, gathers this ball, sends it in around the house. Butler goes up now with the hand on a brilliant take. Thomas Butler with a fantastic take, leaves off this ball, but it's Andrew Ryan who reacts well. Andrew Ryan back to Colm Canning and back to the keeper, and Toomevara's defence is stout-hearted and playing really well here. Clonoulty not giving up though. They come on the attack again here. It's Michael Ryan, and Michael Ryan is fouled by Shane Nolan out there, and it is going to be a free for Clonoulty.
Yeah, the Toom backline here are really under pressure. There's a lot of ball. There's a big change in tempo from Clonoulty. Since that second walker break, there was obviously maybe a few words spoken. There was a big change in Clonoulty's performance here in this last quarter.
Here we go, sent in towards Butler again. Butler up with the hand, and it's just knocked down this time, and the corner back did really well there, Jake Ryan, just to keep it away from Thomas Butler, but it's out now to Colm Canning. Canning now sends this long all the way up the field, looking for the half forwards up there. Shane Nolan going to take this fresh legs in for Toom, and it's took instead by Jack Delaney, and Jack Delaney, the corner forward, works it in, and Jack Delaney puts it over the bar. A really good, stylish player, a really good score.
Yeah, big score from Toom. They needed that. They were under the cost share for the last 5 minutes with Clonoulty getting a few scores, but that was a big score, and it's 4 points in it again now.
114, 13 points. Away we go. Ball spilled out here in the middle. Out comes Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan gathers this, does brilliantly. Flicks it into the corner now. Sends it in there again. The Toom back stand up. And it's Josh McCarthy. Josh McCarthy drives it back up the field here, out near the sideline. And it's too close to it. It goes out over the line. And it is going to be a ball that will be for Toom, and they'll be happy enough just to slow things down now. 4 points up, 10 minutes to go in the game here. Jason Ryan, and they're not going to be content with just that window. They're going to continue and push for more scores.
Yeah, and I think Mark probably fancies his chances here. He was always inside with Tipp. He was always an excellent sideline taker, so he'll definitely this is definitely within his range to have a pop at this. But yeah, Toom, they seem to be just keeping the 3 points ahead of Clonoulty. They can't seem to go back and close the gap at all.
Here we go. Mark McCarthy, the swing low at this time, and it's just inside there, and James Ryan is there for Clonoulty, and away they go. Good play, good defensive play from Clonoulty there, and Jimmy Ryan will be delighted with that there. It's taken quick now, but it's the ref just bringing it up, so Dylan Quirk placing it, and Jack Ryan will have a go at this just out from centre field. He'll have time now and room, and well able to get the distance on this. This is a big one now. They really need it. They're 4 points down. There's just 10 minutes to go in this. It is Jack Ryan for Clonoulty Rossmore. Strikes it in high, long, and it tails out, and it's gone wide, James.
Yeah, I think that's his 4 free miss. And obviously there's the 4 points in it. So at this level, when you get to this side of the championship, you can't be affording to miss that amount of frees.
Now this ball played short here. The defence working it out now. Jake Ryan, away he goes, soloing up and hand passes that ball off. Does well now. Out to Colin Canning. It's open up in front of him now. He sends it in. Dangerous one inside, but the keeper just drops it. No one near him though to challenge. David Young closest to him now, chasing him down, but the keeper sends it back out the field here, and out comes the centre back to take it. Ryan drives it out here as far as McCarthy. It's sent in by Mark McCarthy all the way in, but it tails out and it goes wide. 114 playing 13 points. 9 minutes to go here in this big game.
Yeah, Mark will be disappointed with that. He was on his own there on 50 yards out, so he'd normally expect to put those over.
Now, short one out as far as the corner back. James Ryan takes it now, sends it all the way up here. Thomas Butler goes up again. It breaks nicely for Quirk. Dylan Quirk now trying to work it in here. And Clonoulty have a shot coming in, all the way in and over the bar. And a bit of afters just taking place here now as well. And the ref will just try and get a bit of order on all that. But a good point, and the tension is rising.
Yeah, obviously, as you said, 10 minutes to go here now, so it's fairly... There's a bit of afters there. I'm not sure the umpire see anything, but the Toom player seems to be down. But yeah, it's getting fairly hot and heavy now with players involved. Obviously, there's a bit of urgency around Clonoulty that they haven't had for the first 50 minutes of the game. So you can imagine there'll be a bit of fireworks now for the last 8 or 9 minutes. So
Toom player down injured there, and Clonoulty just aren't getting their way down there, and Toom are, they're in front of them, they're getting in their face, and tension is just rising.
Yeah, and obviously we can see that there's a more direct ball that Clonoulty seem to be used now in the top of Thomas Butler, but Andrew Ryan will be much more comfortable with that. Obviously, Andrew has been fullback for Toom for the last number of years, and he'll be well used to those sort of balls coming in top of him. So he's a fairly shrewd operator inside that fullback line, so he'll have no problems dealing with Thomas Butler, you'd imagine.
What a game here, Clonoulty against Toomevara. Coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Martin O'Dwyer Family Butchers in Cashel. It's 114 playing 14 points. You're tuned to the FBD Tipperary GAA Championship Round 2 game here. All to play for here, and play just being held up here for a few minutes with that injury taking place just underneath there. And Clonoulty eager to get on with it, but the ref is just saying we need a moment here, we need a bit of time. And physio just busy in there with Josh McCarthy currently, so Josh will get another couple of minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, probably everyone will just take a breather. It's been chaotic there since the second water breaking, but Toom seems to be doing enough. Every time Clonoulty get a score, Toom seems to be able to match them, go back and get their own score. Clonoulty have brought Timmy Hammerson now, he's operating around the middle of the field. They're trying to get on some ball and create some scores for Thomas Butler inside, but a big finish here now required for Toom for the last 6 minutes.
Here we go. This one taken by Robert Delaney, and we're underway again here. Long ball all the way down the field now, just breaking there in front of Kieran Quirk, and it's worked out as far as James Ryan one-handed. He drives it back up the field, tennis style, all the way up here, but it's flicked on by Jake Ryan. Jake Ryan does enough to gather it and work it out to Jason Ryan, and they've worked it on again here, but now the block down comes when Liam Ryan tried to clear it there. Just too many passes as Jack Ryan comes in, and Jack Ryan just fumbles it there as well, and the ball just still in the deck. Timmy Hammersley trying to win it back now for Clonoulty. Oh, it's some tussle here right in front of the Toom management down there, and the ref just calling for the ball here. Tension's high here at the minute. It looks like the ref is going to throw this ball in, and they're all ready. They all want to go in for the throw in. 1 goal in at 114 to 14 points, 54 on the clock here. Here we go. This ball is in, and it's won by Hammersley, and just had to let it go there. Thomas Butler again gathers it, and he's down on the deck, and play just continues on. Timmy Hammersley goes to gather it this time. 4 of them around him, and they've given away the free inside. Timmy just didn't get a chance to play it, and the Toom lads not happy with it and told the ref that, and the ref has brought it up to the 21 now, and like Clonoulty are just going to work it in. Will they go for a goal now is the question. 55 on the clock, James.
What do you think? This will bring it back to just 2 points in it, so he's probably time enough putting it over the bar. I think there's no point to panic yet, but they are creating a few of those chances. Timmy seems to be getting something on the ball there again. That was obviously great work rate by Jack Ryan to begin with, to turn that ball over there from Jason Ryan.
And he takes his point, as James Barry said he would there. It is 15 now for Clonoulty Rossmore, 114 for Toomevara. Here we go, the grand finale on here, and it's been a right tussle between two eagerly competitive, honest teams here in this game. Our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Martin O'Dwyer, Family Butchers in Cashel. It's the FBD Insurance game. There's 5 minutes to go here, and this ball is just spilled in the middle. It's Nolan for Toom trying to burst through the middle, and Nolan does well, and he really just held on to that ball. Good player, strong player when he gets the ball.
Yeah, and Toom are doing really well. As I said, every time Clonoulty seem to get a score, Toom go back up the other side of the field and just tip one over. Most of Toom's puck outs and long clearances now just seem to be going down to the edge of the square and down on top of that 14 position, and they're working off the scraps. Obviously David Young is very strong under a high ball, and all the younger forwards seem to be working around him, but yeah, they're doing enough to just keep in front. Obviously there's 3 minutes in the clock here now, and they should put it back into a 3-point game.
Great stuff here. Mark McCarthy ready to take this one here. Great skill always from the Toomevara hurlers, and we're seeing that today. The ball sticks when it goes up near that forward line. They hold on to that ball until they can work it outside, and it is 115 playing 15 points. Clonoulty Rossmore, is there a goal in him here? Is there a kick in this match? The West champions. This ball just hit on there, and it just comes off in the Heffernan there. It is going to be a line ball for Clonoulty, or for Toom rather. Jason Ryan will take this one and just sizing it up just inside the 65 here, his own 65, about 2 metres back. All the players just moving further up the field. Shane Nolan will be looking for this one now. It's cut straight into the corner. Good ball all the way in, up to the far corner. Races on up there. Joey O'Keefe goes out to gather it. Jono gathers and leaves it, and Jono tells him, and there's a bit of consternation just here on the sideline as the management teams are just moving over and back, and the ball had gone out of play. They're saying up here it is it's looking like it's Jack Ryan's free.
Yes, obviously a few more chances now for Clonoulty in the last few minutes of the game. I think the ball went out of play before it came back into it, so a chance here for Jack now to lob it in on top of Thomas Butler.
So he sizes up this line ball here, cuts it into the middle now, sends it in there, and in out comes Ronan Heffernan. Does well now, out to Timmy Hammersley, hits it in, dropping inside, in around the house. Keeper comes to gather. Robert Delaney now. Delaney funnels it back outside, but Timmy Hammersley read the play and did well. Turned it over here onto Quirk. Dylan Quirk bursting through the middle. Clonoulty breaking through the lines here, trying to get in. And now they have a free in. Again, Toom not happy with that call by the ref, but Clonoulty working their way in. Dylan Quirk thinking of goal. Onto Hammersley thinking a goal as well.
Yeah, they seem to be looking to get that goal chance. Obviously they're 3 points down here with not a lot of time left, and I think the hurley was flicked out of Timmy's hand as he was going through there, so the ref was trying to give him advantage, but brought it back in for the free when there was no advantage occurring.
So it's going to be Jack Ryan once more to strike this one here. How long will be added on? That's the big question here now, and we'll see what is going to surmise from this. It's over the bar, so it is now a 2-point game with 1 minute of normal time left here between Toom and Clonoulty Rossmore. Toomevara leading here as we get ready for the restart. Robert Delaney, ref just holding play up, and 2 Toom players just down. Looks like they're cramping out there, James.
Yeah, I think Andrew has his helmet taken off there, obviously knowing the rules, but I think the ref has to stop the play for helmets off, so you've been a bit cute here now, trying to run down the clock for the last couple of minutes of this game.
I think it was yesterday on commentary, Dennis Kelly made the point that Upperchurch were like Tyrone running down the clock.
Yeah.
You could say the same about Dennis Kelly's own club here today.
Doing the same thing, right? Yeah. So if Toom can get another point or two, they should stay out this game. Obviously, Clonoulty at this kind of stage of the game are requiring a goal. But if Toom get 1 or 2 more points, you'd nearly consider them that they should hold out for the rest of the minute here.
Toomevara, fantastic display from Toomevara in this. 1:15 playing 16 points. Here we go, the restart. Long down the field, ball took over there and bursting out, and it is going to be a free. John O'Keefe for Clonoulty Rossmore gives them a bit of heart. We're all set for the finale here. Our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Martin O'Dwyer Family Butchers in Cashel. It is 1:15 playing 16 points here, 60 on the clock. It's the FBD Insurance County Championship. This one struck in now, in around the house, dangerous ball, breaking there in the middle, and it is just spilt inside now. Out come Clonoulty again. Dylan Quirk funnels that ball outside him here now this time. They're on the run here. Coming through it is Michael Ryan slots it in and it's gone wide. Who would have believed? It's just drifted out and gone wide.
Yeah, it's a poor miss for Clonoulty. That would have brought it back to a point. So obviously gives Toom a chance here to go up to field again. But Toom definitely needs to try and win the ball, hoping the forwards here. They're putting a lot of pressure on their own defence.
So 1:15 playing 16 points, 60 on the clock still. Delaney, long puck out this time, looking for the half forwards. Ball breaking up there. Up goes Darren Delaney, but the ball spills away and Clonoulty have it out as far as Hammersley now. Timmy just funnels on a long low ball onto Jack Ryan on the 65. Has a look at the post, he sends it in. It's high and it's drifting out and it just goes wide. So it just drifts out here and it is tense, it is close here now. The finale on 1:15 playing 16 points. Here we go, keeper again, Robert Delaney, long ball, back up the field again. Toom underneath it here, lots of numbers underneath it here. Just goes by Alan Ryan there and it's back and it is Clonoulty who have it. Kieran Quirk plays it outside him here now, out as far as James Ryan out here. They try and work that ball out of defence. It's sent on long on towards Hammersley chasing it down, but it's one out there now by Toomevara and away they go. It's Josh McCarthy, just moves that ball on a little bit here, little flick and block there and the ball breaks to Mark McCarthy into space here, in as far as Shane Nolan, and Shane Nolan fires it over. It's a 3-point game again.
Yeah, unbelievable. That again has come from Josh McCarthy. He's probably been nearly my man in the match in this game, coming out from that full back line from Toom, and another score set up for Mark McCarthy.
What a game here. The finale is on. 62 minutes on the clock. Long ball breaking up there and it's going to be a free out for Toom. Up went the Clonoulty forwards. Thomas Butler was there, Ronan Heffernan was there, Timmy Hammersley, and it just gave away that free.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the Toom backs. The Clonoulty have tried a number of different approaches, whether high ball or low ball or trying to run it through, but the Clonoulty back six seem to have the answers, or the Toomevara back six seems to have the answers for whatever Clonoulty have asked of them.
So our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Martin O'Dwyer Family Butchers in Cashel, FBD Insurance. 62 minutes on the clock. Here it is, 1:16, 16 points. The hurling championship ball spills inside. It's broken free. It's Toom on the attack here, trying to gather it now, steadying himself here. It's sent in and it's over the bar. A fantastic point by Darren Delaney on the run and over the bar.
Yeah, Toom seems to be more accurate with their scoring. They've had very few wides here in the second half. Most of the chances they've created, they've taken, as opposed to Clonoulty have had a number of poor wides now in the second half, which looks like it's going to cost them.
It's 1:17 to 16 points. Toomevara well clear on this and hurling very well. Jack Delaney gathers this ball. Jack Delaney drives it back in all the way. It's going to drop short now and it's gathered inside there by Jimmy Maher. Jimmy Maher now drives it back up the field here, all the way up towards Timmy Hammersley. Ball hopping in front of Timmy there. Spills free now. Jack Delaney again on the ball, three of them on him, turns over his shoulder, strikes it into space now and it's going to drop her in around the D in there. John O'Keefe trying to gather it. Out comes David Young, little flick back out there, still in the possession of Toom though. Darren Delaney trying to gather it. David Young underneath it here, ball spills and John O'Keefe gathers. John O'Keefe works it out the line here. It is Clonoulty who need a goal. Stephen Ferncombe drives it up the field now. Thomas Butler will be underneath this, going up with the hand. Comes out of his hand, knocked out now, out to Hammersley coming out to take it, but again Josh McCarthy bursts out and Josh McCarthy just funnels that ball away. It's spilt there. Butler gathers it now, funnels it into Quirk takes it on, three of them on him now. It's Quirk going through and he's dragged down and it is going to be a free in. Dylan Quirk was clear there, of course. probably would be a different scenario if it was an inter-county game, but different rules, inter-county and club. But he was just brought down there, rugby style.
I don't think there's too many Clonoulty lads going to be let run through at this stage. They're quite happy to take care, but it's been unbelievable defence here from Toom all day, and the fullback can really stood up to the questions. But there was no way Dylan Cork was going to be let through in that instance.
What a polished performance from Toomevara here. 117 to 16 points. They're seeing this game out, and it looks at this stage as Jack Ryan. Will he just take his point, or will he go for a goal?
This have to go for that, Stephen.
Is it? Here we go. He strikes it low, and it's in the net. He's got a goal. He's got the goal. It's a 1 point game. Toom 117, Clonoulty 116. Oh, what a goal.
It's a poor enough. He didn't seem to strike it very well. A bit of a topspin on it, but Toom really disappointed they didn't keep that one out. So I'm not sure what time is left, but
we're in time added on here. 5 minutes extra played here so far. Long ball up there, and John O'Keefe goes up for this. Up goes Michael Ryan, and they've got a free. They have the free. 2 Clonoulty players down on the deck. A chance to draw it here after all that play. It is a chance now, and the ball has been brought up. Toom will be very disappointed with how that last couple of minutes panned out.
Yeah, it fell apart there for Toom, especially with the free. That they did all the hard job done for the first 64 minutes of the game, and to give away that probably a soft goal from a long range free, they probably should have been kicked out. Now give Jack Ryan a chance to score it, so he probably will fancy his chances to put this over.
So here we go. It is going to be Jack Ryan with a chance to level up this one. 66 on the clock, so time is well up. If this goes over the bar, will there be a chance for the winner? I doubt it. I'd say that's going to be that. We've got no signal how long extra has been played, but here we go. It's sent high, it's sent long, and it's wide. It's wide.
Yeah, that's poor now. I think that's his 5th missed free in the second half, and obviously it's going to cost him if the ref blows it up here. I can't imagine there's going to be much more time added on, but yeah, Toom will probably be counter-lucky stairs. I think the ref is looking for the ball here.
117 to 116, and that is the final whistle. It is Toomevara who win this game here. What a match. Clonoulty had a chance late on there just to get a draw here, but it is Toomevara who are victorious. But boy, they had to work hard for great work from Clonoulty throughout this game to be in a position to try and snake this game at the end. They tried everything. They got that late goal, but you'd have to say the work rate from Toomevara was exceptional.
Yeah, probably Clonoulty did too many wides there, especially in that second half. Even from frees and from play, they gave away too many opportunities. But yeah, taking nothing away from Toom, was an unbelievable performance. As I said, the performances of Josh McCarthy, Andrew Ryan and Jake inside that full back line really set the platform up for Toom going forward. And obviously then you Darren Delaney and Mark McCarthy up front didn't probably create as many chances as Clonoulty, but definitely took more opportunities. They didn't have half as amount of wides as Clonoulty did. But yeah, Clonoulty will be disappointed, but they'll still fancy their chances to qualify from the group. But brilliant from Toom there. That kind of two wins from 2. You can't ask them any more from their point of view. So that should safely see them into the last stages of the Dan Breen competition.
Yeah, so you think that the 2 teams we're seeing here will be the 2 that will qualify?
You'd imagine so. Obviously, Clonoulty now play, I think, Holy Cross in their last game, so they'll probably go into favourites for that, so that'll get them on to 2 wins again. And obviously Toom should be qualified here after their first 2 wins. But yeah, you can obviously see Owen Brazan there's the light. It does take the pressure off their last game now against Mullinahone. So they think they should probably have a 3 wins in this group. But yeah, Clonoulty will be disappointed. Too many missed opportunities. Obviously the game plan in the first half seemed to be going short, which seemed to cost them a bit to kind of change things up there in the second half. But yeah, probably too many missed opportunities from Clonoulty's point of view today.
When Thomas Butler came on, he really livened it up there for them. Just breaking ball. Hammersley was lurking there. Dylan Quirk got on a portion of ball, but not the amount of ball that they'd love to be on.
No, it took them maybe 45 minutes to actually get into that game, and for that game to kind of come to fruition, they seemed to be very lackadaisical in the first half, going about their business, which wouldn't be Clonoulty's form at all. But yeah, take nothing away from Toom. They were great to watch there. As I said, the full back line really set the tempo for the whole game, and as I said, Toom will always fancy their chances to beating these bigger teams, as they've all grown up watching Toomevara win county finals year after year, so they always have that confidence when they're taking on the bigger teams. So yeah, the great win for them, and obviously they can probably relax now for a week before their last game. But bitterly disappointed here for Clonoulty today.
Yeah, that's worth an awful lot. Just seeing those players like Tommy Dunn and seeing Mikey Beavens and Ken Dunn and Dennis Kelly, these lads winning county titles, like it's in their DNA.
Yeah, obviously all of them would have been very young when they were in those county finals, but it does breed that winning mentality. But yeah, Clonoulty on the other hand, they'll be bitterly disappointed today. They pushed hard for the last 10 or 15 minutes there, but probably missed too many opportunities. I think there was five or six frees missed that probably score, but obviously a few chances from play. Yeah, they'll be back in. They'll definitely fancy their chances to qualify from this group.
Huge contribution there by the likes of Shane Nolan, who came on there for Toomevara. You know, David Young stayed battling. Jack Delaney, really good player, isn't he?
Yeah, obviously we could see clearly in Toom's game plan in the second half was just to pump it down on top of David Young above. He seemed to be operating in kind of a full forward position. But yeah, Toom seemed to create those many chances, and Mark McCarthy obviously put over a few scores, and Shane Nolan came on there and got the last score for Toom there, and just to give them that 4-point cushion which they needed for a finish. Toom looked like to have all the hard work done for the first 65 minutes of the game, and probably should have closed it out easier than they did. They made life very hard on themselves there for the last 5 minutes, conceding that late goal. But no, they'll be delighted because they probably were. They were the better team overall today, so they would have been bitterly disappointed now if they had been caught by Clonoulty by a late score.
Great stuff. The late game this evening, James, on the Tipperary GAA stream is going to be Kildangan up against JK Brackens. You know, Brackens ran them close last year, and, you know, will they do so this year as well? They did very well against them last year here in the stadium.
Yeah, Brackens are coming. There's Eamon Corcoran's doing a lot of good work there with the young lads coming up. Obviously, like Paddy Kidell inside with the Tipp team. So yeah, they'll fancy their chances, but it's hard to see. Obviously, Kildangan are taking off from where they picked off last year with getting that county final win, especially the first game against Lochmorgan this year. They seem to be motoring well, so you would have to fancy Kildangan now to beat Brackens in that game this evening. Okay,
so that's all to come later on. Paul Jenkins will bring you coverage with Shane Stapleton later on, but it is all over here in Thurles. It is Toomevara's day here. They leave Thurles quite content with a 1-point victory. 117 for Toomevara, 116 from Clonoulty Rossmore. From me, Stephen Gleeson, and James Barry here alongside me. Hope you enjoyed the coverage from us here in Thurles today. Slán an Ish.